Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Market Scholar session. Hope we are good, we are fine. And how's our trading day going already? Hope it's going well. All right, very briefly, we'll be looking at the indices market and also the commodities market, seeing how those markets are going to leverage opportunities there. Okay. Very briefly, looking at US30 on the daily time frame, we are bullish, right? We are very much very much bullish in this market, and we can see that the price is beginning to push to the upside. We've recovered from all of the sell we had initially, and price is pushing to the upside. On the 4-hour time frame, looks very interesting, right? Looks very interesting. We've seen a push from this level we marked out last week. We've seen a push up from this level, and price has gone to barrel TP. I believe interesting and amazing things, right? Price took out this low and then finally pushed the upside, which is quite interesting, right? It took out this low and then we saw a push, and it's already happening. I mean, okay, we saw a push on this level and then price, broke this structure to the upside, signifying that we are properly onwards on a bullish movement, right? This area is this other block, not other block, fair value gap now is looking very interesting for me, from which apologies for the background noise. It's a whole lot today. Fair value gap looks very interesting for an area to which I will look for buy from, right? Buys from this zone and then continue the movement in its original direction. But then looking at the 1-hour time frame, let's see if the opportunities for us. Okay, price already tapped into that and then pushed to the upside. Okay, quite interesting. Let's look at areas that have not been mitigated before, for which we could see price react from. Right, we have a fair value gap plus a breaker block here, which is looking very interesting in my own opinion. That price, we're going to see a reaction from this level, right? Price comes back into this zone, we'll see a reaction to continue price in the upside, right? That's all on S&P 500. Let's look at US100. We have almost the same analysis for them. Price is currently on an over in this zone, which it has swept liquidity, taking out this external liquidity, absolutely fine, and then it's coming down. I want to believe strongly that we would see a form of rejection from this zone too, right? From this zone, because this other block on the 1-hour time frame is quite significant. Price dug into it, but not that strong. So we could see a kind of push up from this zone, kind of push up from this zone to the upside. So there could be that happening also. And we'll see like a buy from this zone, although the actual buy is from this other zone. Have a fair value gap here and a sweep here, right? Price sweep to this, of course, it's a week and then to the upside. So there's a box pattern here, and also if price fails to continue its movement from this zone, then we're looking at buying from this box pattern and this fair value gap, which is significant. And there, hopefully, not even hopefully, it should actually rally to the upside, right? But then, not to miss out from all of this price movement, we want to take a buy also from this for NASDAQ, right? Because the market is now bullish. Fundamental is tilting towards being fully bullish, right? And if that's the case, you know that once fundamental is bullish, US100, US30, S&P 500 would always rally regardless, and they will use the closest point of interest, right? Closest point of reference in the market to continue their movement, to engineer the next push to either the upside or downside, but in this case to the upside, right? So that is what I'm looking out for on S&P, on US100. Apologies for that. And then on US30, although US30 already tapped this zone looks as though it's been mitigated a bit. So the only area that looks unmitigated yet is this entire zone, right? This entire zone. We have a fair value gap here. Price could as well tap into this fair value gap. Although we saw like a tap also, not to be ignorant, we saw a tap of this. Price came back, dug into this fair value gap. Not 50%, quite all right, but then dug into it and then it's pushing to the upside. So that's also quite significant. That's also quite significant. For me, what I want to do is to, what I want to do so I don't miss out all of this is, there's actually a box pattern here. Last week I was hoping to buy. In fact, I bought actually from this zone, but took me out a bit and then had to re-enter from this, right? It was very painful because the whole stop out was just less than, say, 10 pips or so. Took out with about 10 pips thereabout and then continue in its original direction that I wanted it to go. And lo and behold, went ahead to take profit. Of course, it re-entered here, right? But I wish, of course, it's just a wish, but it happened. I was taken out here and then price pushed to the upside. So that is last week's scenario. This week's scenario, I'm still looking forward to buying from this fair value gap. That is the ultimate number one. Why? If you use our FIB2, using our FIB2 to this zone, let me mark everything. This is a discount level, right? Using FIB2, this is a discount level. Between 61.80 and 78.6, we have a fair value gap there that has not been mitigated, even up to 50%. So it makes sense for us to buy from there, right? But then I will also not be ignorant of this other block sitting here, right? The other block that caused this push to the upside. So if price comes here, I could so I just risk 0.5% and then we'll see that right to the upside because the market is bullish now, like I explained just some minutes ago. If fundamental is really bullish, you don't want to be too rigid on your point of interest or area of reference, right? Because price can easily just tap into the closest other block, closest fair value gap, and then move, and you miss out on that entire move just because you're super rigid and you're not willing to be flexible as regarding your area of interest. So I'll be watching out for this zone, taking trades from here, and also this zone. That's pretty much what I have going on today for the US equity market. I'll be looking at also at news, preferably Truth Socials. If you know you want to be on point with whatever is happening, especially with what Trump is saying, you have to be on Truth Social because that is where you always drop his bomb before you see the ripple effect across Twitter and the rest. All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining this morning, this afternoon. Of course, depending on the time you're watching this and from which country you're watching this. We'll be meeting again by tomorrow, 8:30 in the morning. That's for DXY. That's Euro USD, GBP, and yen-related pair. Euro JPY, GBP JPY, USD JPY, and of course, gold and its other remaining pair in the asset class. Thank you, Ezekiel. So the comment, thank you, Olusheye, for joining. We'll see you tomorrow. Cheers and God bless, guys.